Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about how to use visualization and vision boards effectively. Right, so if you've been, trying visualization out, if you've been using vision boards for a while, and you feel like these things are just not working for you, it could be that you are just doing it in a way that isn't very effective. So if you want these things like vision boards and doing visualization to work more effectively, then I suggest doing these things, okay? So when it comes to visualization, rehearse in your mind what you want to be, do, or have. So start off with when it comes to this sort of thing with something that you can do physically, because I feel like this visualization works best for me when I'm mentally rehearsing something that I need to do physically, right? So an example I use a lot when it comes to visualization is taking like really ice cold showers. So this was something that I never used to be really good at. I always wanted a warm shower. If I turned down the shower to a cooler temperature, I would instantly start, wanting to turn it back basically so I get a warmer shower. But I recently have been looking at the benefits of having like colder baths and colder showers. So it's something that I really wanted to integrate and start doing. So one of the things that really helps me is I visualize myself getting into the shower and being able to take the cold water without shivering, and I can imagine myself doing it for a long period of time. So the length of the shower, right, basically, which can be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, right? So being able to stay under the cold water for that long, and I visualize myself doing that, right? And when I do that, the next time I take a cold shower, it's much more easier for me to do it. I actually do better because I've visualized it, right? I rehearsed it beforehand. So if you are, let's say, visualizing something that's a little bit abstract, for example, let's say you're visualizing having loads of money or something like that. That can work, but it's not going to be as effective, especially if you kind of believe like you're not actually able to do that. So it's better to use visualization on physical things first. So let's say you're into fitness, visualize yourself going past that point. Perhaps you've only ever been able to run 5 miles, right? Imagine yourself doing more than the 5 miles, looking at your activity watch if you've got something like a Fitbit and seeing it at like 6 miles or something like that. Visualizing things or visualizing yourself going past the point that you usually get to. That will help first, and then once you start to realize and you're able to see that actually visualization works for these physical things, then you can start using it for something that's a little bit more abstract, something that's a little bit less it's one of those things that you're visualizing coming to you rather than something that you're going to put out with any kind of like physical effort, right? So that's something that's really good, rehearsing it in your mind. Another thing, when it comes to vision boards, sometimes I think the best way to get that working really good for you is if you actually Photoshop yourself into the images in some way, because one of the things that I think is a little bit skewy about vision boards is that these a lot of the time are photos that other people have taken. Sometimes they have other people in the photos, and it's very difficult to visualize yourself doing something using a vision board when these are images that you didn't take, when you're not even in the photos. So sometimes it's better to kind of trick your brain into thinking that you're actually there, because then it's easier to like visualize it. It's easier to like see yourself doing those things if you can somehow put yourself in there, which I know may look a bit funny if you actually do this, but I just think it is a better method and it works a bit better because then you can actually see yourself doing it. It's a lot more real then. Whereas if you just have a vision board of things that other people have taken, and perhaps there's other people in it that you don't even know because they're just photos that you found on like Tumblr or Pinterest or Google Images, it's not as effective. So try and like Photoshop yourself in there, or take the images yourself, take photos yourself. Like perhaps you see your dream home. Let's say you got a dream home. Go and find your dream house and then just take a photo of it, right? And then put that on your vision board, because then at least it's then a photo that you actually took, right? So another thing about vision boards is, which I think a lot of people don't quite get right, and this is why sometimes vision boards don't work for some people, is vision boards are really just supposed to be an aid to help you mentally rehearse. So that's going back to what I talked about, the first point that I made about mentally rehearsing what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have. So vision boards are supposed to be an aid, right? So you're supposed to see the image on the vision board, and it's supposed to help you visualize yourself in that place, okay? It's not something that you just look at and you're using that as a way to manifest whatever you want to manifest. Okay, you've got to, you use that as a, like, okay, you look at the image and then you kind of visualize yourself in that image, which is why it's good to try and Photoshop yourself into it. So use vision boards as an aid, just as an aid to help you visualize mentally, okay? But what you got to remember about all this kind of stuff, especially when it comes to manifesting and all that sort of stuff, right? It's important as well that you do take action on your goals. It's not enough to just sit around and visualize, right? It's not enough to just do that sort of thing. You have to take action and start moving yourself towards your goals, because that's what makes it's what makes me personally feel good, right? If I just sit around and meditate all day, I don't feel good. I don't feel like I've progressed. But whereas if you take action every day, you actually feel like you're progressing. Yes, meditation is good. Yes, visualizing is good. Vision boards are good. They're all very helpful, but they're just tools, right? You have to take action as well, right? But you don't have to take action that you don't like. Take action that you want to do. Like inspired action. Like if you get inspired to create a YouTube channel and that's something that you really want to do, or you get inspired to create a blog and that's something that you really want to do. Take inspired action. Don't just do stuff because everyone else is doing it, okay? Do what feels right to you, that fills you with inspiration, that is that you find curious, that brings a lot of meaning to your life, right? And that will help, right? But that's what you need. Remember, visualization is a tool. Vision boards are an even smaller tool, right? Because really the vision boards are supposed to aid your actual visualization when you're closing your eyes and mentally rehearsing what you want to be, do, or have, right? But taking action is what's actually going to move you there and get you there, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.